Your army might look strong, but if you're behind the tech, you're already dead. Let me show you why the research actually win the wars. And I'm going to start with the most simple thing, why tech is beating the troops. And the main reason behind is here most likely we're going to talk about also for the speed ups and things like this, where I see over and over people are spending, you know, their universal speed ups over the troops, and I think this is an absolutely big mistake. Now if you go over university, you're going to see, if I go over the researches right now, I'm researching tier 6 cavalry, but the point is each of these researches is adding some extra percentage. Here you get like 20%, here you can get extra defense, extra health, all these things stack up. So with good tech and the same tier troop, you can basically outbeat a person with, let's say, 20 or 30 or maybe 40% more troops from you. The main reason is just the damage get boosted, the defense get boosted, the HP get boosted, and these stats matter a lot in wars. That's why I strongly recommend going first for the tech, for your researches, using your researches, your universal speedups, and obviously of your research speedups. Now the building speedups, you have to use them on the buildings. The training speedups, you have to use them on the troops. But at the end of the day, we're talking about the universal speedups where they should be put it. And obviously, most of the players since Age of Empire Mobile is actually a war game, obviously. So people are obsessed with the troops. You know, you go fight, you lose some troops, you come back, you train more troops, you go fight again, you get some full legions, and when you go back and you go on the fight again, you're going to have again a full legion. But this is not actually the point. You're going to just get better exchanges, and you're going to be way more helpful if you don't get obsessed with the troops training. At one point, you're going to do only troops training, believe me. At one point, you're going to finish off your construction, you're going to finish off your researches, you're going to hit tier 7, and even the tiers is actually in the research. Now I have played other games where if you level up the building, for example at level 3 you get tier 2, at level 7 you get tier 3. Here the things is way more different. Your actual tier is coming from the research. So if you don't focus over the research, you're not going to have a higher tier troop. And even if you train tons of troops, tier 6 is smelting tier 5, you know? And tier 6 with good tech, you basically are not going to touch this person. And I already experienced that fighting against 1-1 back in the days, where basically the person was on 30%, I attack him with my 3 legions and he destroyed my 3 legions and he was still alive. So tech matter more from the troops training. Just don't go obsessed with the troops training. And what can actually the research can give you? It can give you permanent damage boost, it can give you march speed, it can give you many more. And I'm talking about the military tree. Obviously the economy is going to be more production in your castle, which obviously most of the people don't care, especially if they build some decent gathering heroes. Still is giving some gathering, is giving some speed for in form of research speed and building speed. And of course there is also troops training speed, which maybe I think is the most valuable thing later in the game from the economy tower tree. Getting this, I think it's even not here, to be honest. Yeah, it's the training tree. Training speed is actually in the military tree. Sorry about that, but yeah, the economy tower tree is maybe at the beginning, but I don't think you should over focus over this tree. This tree is just not going to give you anything except good gathering. I mean, I'm talking about the long term when we're speaking about the researches. So obviously research is going to beat troops training, and where to focus actually is going to be a military township. And there is no dependency like I see in some other games where, you know, you have to finish the economy tree first, and after this you can actually focus over the military tower tree. I mean, to finish the military tower tree. We don't have this thing here. You can purely go for military technologies and finish them all, not even spending that much time in the economy. On one side you're going to get again research and building speed, but yeah, maybe research speed can actually be extremely valuable, but the rest of the things I don't think is that valuable. And the majority of the people are going to agree that the tech win wars, especially in the KVKs and hard tier events. When you go to compete, maybe you can go for some promotion. The hard tier is also giving more points. We have to mention that obviously it's going to, you know, cost you more time to actually produce this tier, but you're going to get better value. You're going to get better tier troops and not a small tier. You're going to train a lot, but they're not even giving some points. And in the KVK, obviously the outcome is going to be who is having better tech and not who is having more troops. Maybe at one point we're going to see that everybody is going to become equal. I mean, at one point everybody is going to finish their researches, and from there the numbers start playing. But you actually hit this tier 7, which is actually a lot of time. You have to focus over research and progress there. Obviously, I don't suggest to stop the troop production. Obviously, just upgrade the research center and focus there with your speed ups. Troops production is not like I'm going to be marksman main and I'm going to train only marksmen and I'm going to not train the rest of the troops. Obviously, non-stop these buildings is going to be non-stop working for you. But yeah, just let it like this, you know. This is my suggestion. Just let the buildings like this. Why I mean that? Because with the researches and going further in the tower tree, you're going to see that here we have, even at first research is going to be this training speed that is going to be 10%. Later you're going to also have some training speed. I think no, this is deployment. By the way, you can have 5 legions only if you have the researches. Other way you're going to have just 3 legions on the battlefield. Here we have troops training extra 15%, and maybe in the future, I don't remember. Yeah, here we have like 20% that is going to increase the training speed. So by finishing the trainings, the researches, you're going to get all this percentage training speed. And if you don't invest in training troops, you're going to later get all the benefits from this all units types training speed, which is absolutely crazy. And it's going to just, for less speed ups, you're going to get more troops, higher tier. So this is my suggestion. Just focus over the research technologies, don't focus over training troops. And even low level troops become deadly with maxed technology. It's just the percentage and the survivability that the technology or the military technology is giving you. It's just crazy. So even a low tier can do absolutely crazy stuffs. But at the end of the day, you're not going to use tier 1 against tier 7. You're going to use your tier 7 against tier 7. Now, normally this should not be actually an issue. I think most of the people actually understand how the percentage are working. If you have a legion that is having like 30% more attack and is having 100k inside, and you face a legion that is having 130k, obviously your legion is just going to beat this legion. Just the percentage and the boost for single troop in your legion is just crazy, and this is what people should focus on. You should focus over your military tower tree. Now, I make a mistake back in the days. I focus over the economy tower tree. I focus over the economy. I little regret, I'm not gonna lie. I actually go only for the building and research speed. I leveled this one because it's actually gathering, which, you know, is going to support a little. But I actually stop with the big researches here because the next one is very far away and I decide to not actually go there. But my suggestion is just go for, you know, military technology. Obviously, if you're in season 1, you're not going to have that many fights, even though that's something I notice is the majority of the civil wars, or who is going to win, rule the kingdom, is actually happening in season 1. So you know, you have to be prepared for some PvP there, but you're not going to have that many PvP. So save your speed ups, this is my suggestion, and by saving your speed ups, you can even compete in the events. You can even compete in the events, which is absolutely great, but just put aside the speed ups and just grow normally, especially the troops training speed ups. Just put them aside, get all the training speed you can actually get just by also the leveling the building. I think is giving some speed ups. You're going to see cavalry defense. Okay, here we're talking about the defense, but I think we can't actually have archer training capacity, all units type training speed, you know, some extra percentage. So even when you level your buildings, you're getting this extra training speed. And you know, when you max the things, going with all of the speed ups, you're just going to, even if you compete somewhere, you're just going to, you know, beat most likely the majority of the players who don't do this. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this topic about the tech, research tech, or the training more troops. Obviously it's going to be research tech. And yeah, this will be for this video. If you want to get something extra in form of Imperial coins and Apex coins, you can go and check it out. And Neba, you can buy Imperial coins, Apex coins, and also get some cash back for you. Like this, you're going to get something in extra. You're going to support my channel also. And I think it's something like a win-win situation. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit one like, subscribe if you're new here, and see you in the next video.